nation should commit itself to achieving the goal before this decade is out of landing a man on the moon.
Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I have both Chanel and Kat here. I'm so excited. Chanel's been absent for a minute, as you guys know. She's like having some changes going on in her life because she'll be moving to Vegas by October. So with the changes comes just things she's had to do, and life happens. She had to change jobs to save up some money because girls moving here. So I'm going to bring the girls in right now because I feel like I shouldn't wait long to just kind of jump in the topic. What is up, girls?
Hello.
What are you doing? Okay, let's see.
Living the dream, drinking coffee.
Not dying, right? Yeah, I have
Not
tea,
dying.
water, and I have some bread because I didn't eat anything today, and it's 1 o'clock here in Vegas.
So random.
It's very typical, but you guys know how I am on set. Like when I'm on set, I don't eat very often. It's really bad. Like I forget. And when I've been working, we had a little hiccup this past week. Kat and I had a little bit of stress going on this last week, but it's fine now. Everything's fine, and there's been a lot. Chanel's like, I know exactly. I guess that's part of the journey, is like there's been things pop up that you assume during the journey like things are gonna happen, and something happened very last minute that we lost a member, and it just sucks. And so we had to scramble. The last few days kind of got wasted scrambling, trying to find a replacement. Nothing like super major. So like nobody that you guys know quit, if that makes sense. It's more on like the production side of things that we need. So anyways, we had a little bit of a stressful week, but you know what, Kat? I feel like as producers, we're really becoming like boss bees, and we're like getting this stuff done like really fast.
We're getting on it.
We do not let like a blink like stop us at this point. We're like bam, bam, bam.
So keep going.
Yep. So now I feel like a couple day turnaround isn't that bad. So here we are. So today is going to be kind of an interesting chat. I have actually spoke about this before, and I didn't do like a formal chat about it. And the reason was, at the time, I felt like it hadn't really like come to light, if that makes sense, or hadn't been like a huge topic of conversation within the paranormal community. But as three women, and I obviously three leading women in the paranormal and film industry, I feel like it's really important for us to speak up against this. I mean, what do you guys think?
Yeah, absolutely.
Shanae.
For sure. 100%.
My little witchy Shanae over there. She's totally embracing her witch today, isn't she? She's like super.
I love it. So good, girl.
She does. So, I wish I knew where to even begin this topic. because it's not a fun topic to bring up. Also, with this discussion, although we're females talking about it, does not mean that men can also be the subject of harassment and, you know, stalking and abuse and all that stuff. So this is not like gender biased by any means. But this is just kind of me sharing. I think I'm going to start there. I'm going to start with sharing what has happened personally to me over the last few weeks. Yeah. And then we'll go into a discussion, because I feel like if someone isn't afraid to speak up, which, I mean, after like 5 years on YouTube, are you guys assuming I'm afraid to speak out?
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Actually, yeah.
Definitely not, right?
Just kidding.
Yeah, I clearly I have no shame in speaking up. Especially, you know, I'm just one of those people, and maybe that's what makes me a good producer, is I know when things are right, they're right, and when things are wrong, they're wrong. And when there's red flags and gut instincts and your empath kicks in and all that stuff, I just feel like you should speak out and maybe help other people feel confident that they can say something, right? So obviously the hashtag #MeToo movement's been big, and I don't really want this to be a part of that at the moment, okay? This is just me as an executive producer, female / paranormal investigator, going through a trial of harassment that from another paranormal investigator, from a male, that I think, you know, I'm sure happens more often than not. And I'm sure that there's a lot more females out there that have not spoke up about this topic, and that's why I feel like it's so important for us to do that. So basically, I'm going to back up a couple of years. You know, I've always been very careful with dispersing personal private information, and that includes like my address, my personal email, and my phone number especially. I've had issues in the past with innkeepers and owners of locations where I've started negotiations with them for filming locations, and they end up saying things like, yes, you can have the location if you sleep with me, or I'll give you full access to the location if you date me or if you sleep with me, okay? And I think this was like a couple of years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, I actually brought this into light of the community, of the paranormal community. And I never ever subjected myself to that. You know, I was always like, I don't see myself just as a paranormal investigator. I also view myself as an actual filmmaker. And I do know, like, old Hollywood, Marilyn Monroe times was, you know, 1920s, 30s, 40s, you know, sleep with Harvey Weinstein and you get somewhere, right? That has never been my identity. I've never been about that life, nor will I ever be about that life. So, you know, fast forward, I had to change my number at one point a few years ago. Well, I guess it was about 4 or 5 years ago, because a person at a well-known location in Arizona was very angry with me for not sleeping with him. He basically assumed, since he gave me access to the location and filming with my crew, that I would jump in bed with him, basically. And I said, well, of course not. And I'm always in, like, in my past, I've always been in very steady long-term relationships. I'm not the kind that is a promiscuous person. So my answer was no, that was never agreed upon. I would have never agreed to that. And he got so angry with me at the time, 4 or 5 years ago, he posted my phone number on Craigslist. And I think I've mentioned this to you guys before. And when he posted my number on Craigslist, he posted a picture of me. Yes, at the time I had been on YouTube for a very short amount of time. I had known him longer than that. But he posted my photo and my phone number, saying that basically I was open to, like, dating anybody and like having casual sex with anybody. So I started getting these really random phone calls and text messages. I mean, a lot. And I kind of went into like a sheer panic. And first of all, I knew where it was coming from. I knew who had done it. People started, these men started sending me snapshots of the Craigslist ad. And I knew, you know, the town in Arizona where it was coming from. I knew who had done it out of anger and spite, basically, because it was almost like blackmail, right? Like, isn't that considered like kind of like a blackmail for not sleeping with me? I'm going to release your number to the public.
Yeah, 100%, which is disgusting.
Yeah.
I mean, it was bad. It was really bad. Yeah. So in a panic, I changed my phone number, and at the time, forgot that I had 2 authentication on my iTunes. And when this happened, I lost everything. All of the apps I had purchased, because I was so freaked out. Like I was getting, of course, dick pics. I was getting vulgar text messages from like random men, like all over. And I was in such a panic. The only thing I could do was just go change my number, and I couldn't even think about anything else. So after that, I was very, very, very careful about who I gave my number to, and that includes, unfortunately, locations, owners, and innkeepers, because sometimes these men will take advantage of females, and it sucks. Once again, it's not gender biased. It could happen the other way around. And so I just predominantly from then on used a work phone. I've supplied Kat with a work phone. She knows the reason she needs to be safe for the same reason, basically, if anybody releases your number. So fast forward, a couple of years ago. And this is my most recent story with my run-in with, stalking, harassment, creepiness, from someone in the industry. So a couple of years ago, I was introduced to someone in the field. Okay. I'm not going to use any names as much as I would love to. I'm not. And the reason is because I don't want to give this person 5 minutes of fame, not even 2 minutes of fame. I don't want to give them any sort of, publicity whatsoever. Ha on them. Because they know how I am. So a couple of years ago, through a group of famous, well-known friends, we'll word it that way, in the industry, in the paranormal film industry, they introduced me to someone whom was their extended friend. And the reason they introduced me to this person was because he was kind of toying around with engineering. He was also a former, I'm not sure if he's a former or current or both YouTuber, well-known, and a lot of people knew him. And so I assumed, okay, well, this person's been out there. His face is out there. These famous friends I know trust him, right? I mean, wouldn't you guys feel the same?
Yeah, absolutely. He seemed to also have started to get a footing somewhere,
right,
in the paranormal world, so it seemed fine.
Well, it didn't seem like he was a tailcoater, so I wasn't going to, I didn't think we could, I even considered, maybe we can collaborate, maybe we can be friends, right? I trusted this person because my friends knew this person. And so, I will say I got a little pressured into exchanging phone numbers rather quickly, which I don't usually do, just because, from my past experience, it does make me nervous. But I went ahead and I even actually double questioned the people I met him through, saying, before I exchange my personal phone number with this person, I just want to ensure, he has good credibility. And I was assured. And I mean, wouldn't you guys been the same? I feel like I took the right steps.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you ask what's going on, is everything cool, and then when you're told it's okay, then you think you can move forward. So I exchanged phone numbers with this person on the spot. I did exchange personal phone, he had my personal number, not my work number. And everything was kind of kosher for the day. Literally for the day. And then
24 hours.
Nighttime rolls around from the same day. And so basically we'd had kind of a fan event is how I met this person with the famous people that I know, or A-listers is what I call them. And we went out to dinner, me and my crew went out to dinner. And then that is when the text messages started.
Yeah.
And so I'm talking I would say maybe 4 or 6 hours the same day, I started getting a massive amount of text messages from this person. Now, once again, I'm thinking, I have millions of views on Ghost Girl Diaries, right? And so people get really, they're really swooned about that, because it takes a lot of hard elbow grease to get to that point, right? And although YouTube has, rolled us back several times with millions of views, I wouldn't be shocked if we were at like 15 or 20 million without the rollback. So this person got very flattered, I suppose, by who I was, which I appreciate. But this person was also a YouTuber, maybe not to my level, but a well-known paranormal YouTuber. And long story short was the text messages first started with, "What are you doing tonight? Are you hanging out with anyone? Do you want to hang out with me? Do you want to come see me?" Now, in the meantime, the conversation on my side was, I think at that point I had responded once. And the response was, "Cool, got your number in my phone." So literally through this whole thing, I have not responded. And so the text messages continue. Continue. I'm talking like once every 10 to 15 minutes, I'm getting a text message from this person. The texts are like starting to get a little bit more aggressive. Hey, why are you ignoring me? It starts to turn into a little bit of a manipulation scenario of, do you not like me? Should I not be texting you? Like trying to guilt trip me into responding type of thing. Which I feel like we've all been there, right? Have you guys experienced that before?
Yeah.
And it sucks, right? Because as a woman, we have been raised to be polite, right? Society, our parents, and our family have taught us as a female, you should be polite. You shouldn't be rude. You should, say excuse me, apologize 1,000 times for unnecessary reasons. And so, of course, when someone's going to try to guilt you into something, the first thing you think is, oh, man, I feel like I've hurt his feelings. Suddenly, the manipulation has started, and, like, although he has overstepped boundaries, now I'm the one that feels bad about it, and I've done nothing wrong. I haven't even responded.
It's so backwards.
It is.
So backwards. So
fast forward. So it's about midnight at this point. Once again, I've probably received 30 text messages, okay? And I'm home, I'm exhausted, it's been a long day. I think to myself, you know what, I'm just going to put my phone on silent, and I'm going to hope and pray to Jesus or Satan or whoever's listening that he stops, right? And I'm just hoping, like, in my mind, he's gotten excited. It was an important day with, this group of famous people, and maybe he'll just stop tomorrow. So I wake up at about 8 or 9 o'clock the next day, and I have like 80 text messages that have come through from this person.
Ew.
And this time it's escalated. The text messages have turned into dick pics. The text messages have turned into vulgar questions. Really like harassing, begging me to come see him, sexual innuendos. I don't even know. I mean, I could keep going. Okay. And so now by 9 a.m., I'm like, damn, like this dude had no life. Like, what are you doing with your life? Also, he's been drinking till like 6 a.m. by himself, sending me pictures of him drunk, drinking alcohol, asking me to come over drink with him. Now, at this point, I'm like, well, this person has no idea who I am because I am not a party girl whatsoever. You can even ask Chanel and Kat. I work basically 24/7. Like, this girl does not have time to go party, okay, ever.
Right.
And so, except for when Chanel was here in April. Just kidding.
Awesome.
That was a celebration, but we don't talk about that. Okay.
That was a good time.
It was
a good time.
But anyway, so clearly this person doesn't know me, right? Like, he has no idea who I am. And so anyway, now I'm mad. Okay, it hasn't even been 12 hours. Well, it's been about 12 hours, and I've gotten like over 100 text messages from this person with me only responding once. So my response at this point is angry, and I said, it's just not appropriate for you to be texting me this much. I don't know you, and I think that, we made a really big mistake by trying to converse and exchanging numbers. So I said, I'm just going to, like, bid you an adieu and, like, wish you luck. And at that point, I blocked him on my phone numbers, and that was it. And it was good, right? Like, it's gravy. Right. That was 2 years ago. Didn't hear from him.
Crazy.
Praise Satan. It's over. Okay. Like, also, you know, I'm trying to be delicate with the situation because I've met this person through credible friends in the industry. Diva, please. Princess. I'm sorry.
Diva.
There's a trash truck outside and they're alerting the household.
Oh.
They're the guard dogs. You have to be afraid of my chihuahuas when you come around. Okay. Sorry, this is where it gets a little stressful. So, as everybody knows that's been watching, we filmed the pilot. I've been in post-production. I've had my share of ups and downs through post-production. Probably more than normal people, but I think it's just the universe preparing me for the series. And if I didn't need anything else, which I didn't, a couple weeks ago, this guy pops back in my life.
Great.
So the question is, of course, is how, right? If I blocked his number.
Ew.
Well, if the first answer is in February, I did get a brand new iPhone. And apparently, when the transfer happened, of course, it's an iCloud transfer, it unblocked people that I had previously blocked is how it started. So I'm starting to get text messages. I actually didn't respond at all through text messages. But now, since the text messages from him aren't working, now suddenly I'm getting stalked out on my business pages. And we're getting missed calls and messages on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. And then suddenly it comes on to Snapchat. And he's found me on Snapchat. And it's almost like this person has become... Where did he go for 2 years? I don't know. Popped back up out of nowhere. I have no idea why. What the hell happened? You know what I mean? And clearly, my phone was switched in February. Haven't heard a darn thing since then. And now we're 2 weeks ago. Okay? Mm-hmm. So Kat, the first trigger was Kat calls me and texts me. And she's like, do you know this person? He's pretty much blowing up social media because she does our management along with a few of our other people. And Kat's like, I have some serious concerns on what's going on. And do you want to talk about, like, it was like a daily thing, it was popping up, you're like, what the hell is this?
Pretty consistent. It was like harassment almost, trying to get attention.
Get attention of like, get Krystal, I need her, whatever, blah blah blah, right?
Ew.
Ew.
That's like my word of the day.
And so here I am, this is 2 weeks ago, right? I'm really trying to finish post-production. We're really close. I had another hiccup. It's okay. We're really close. But I'm like, the last thing I effing need right now is this, right? Like, really don't need this. And once again, this person's known. And, I mean, if I drop the name, and I'm not gonna, people will know him from YouTube. He's a YouTuber from a well-known group. And so if this doesn't get bad enough... Right? As if it's not bad enough, I'm ignoring. Now suddenly his either current paranormal group or members of past paranormal group find Chanel's personal Facebook page and start messaging Chanel.
Why? Why?
As if
hint.
Me ignoring you and not talking to you for 2 years wasn't enough. Now we're going to go through my employees, or like, Chanel and Kat are really my equals with GGD, right? So I get this call from Chanel, right? And you're like, go ahead, Chanel. You're like, what the F is going on?
So this person, right, I'm friends with them on Facebook, but it's the type of thing where... You know how, like, if someone pops up on your Facebook and you're like, how did I become friends with this person? Where did they come from? Who sent who the request kind of thing? It was that. And then I get a message asking along the lines of, like, am I signed to any networks? And then I call Krystal because I'm like, what am I supposed to say? Should I say that I'm assigned to Ghost Girl Diaries? So,
which you are, obviously.
Yeah.
For the record, but
she was just caught in the moment.
Yeah. I basically told him that, yes, I'm signed to Ghost Girl Diaries, who wants to know, and basically what he needed was cast members for some show that he's doing or whatever, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm kind of busy. So, and then he was like, yeah, maybe in the future. And I was like, thanks for the offer, but not in the future though, at all.
So
Not
this
interested.
Thanks,
this was
but no
too like all perfect timing, right? Like the three of us were talking through this and we're like, this is way too perfect timing. So Krystal gets on the internet and Krystal gets on her old pal Google, who never fails her.
Yes.
And Google's the guy that messages Chanel, and he's in the same group as this other person. And I'm just like, all right, everybody needs to just chill. Clearly, they're trying to open up dialogue, get attention. Chanel, you shut it down, right? I mean, you pretty much like, she did.
Yeah, I was like, thanks for the offer, and that was it. Though it was like over after that. So
Which
you
also, by the way, which was a BS offer. It was not real. He's not even a producer. Doesn't own a production company.
People are fishing.
yeah.
Cat fishing.
I'm ready. Watching.
You didn't have any. Did you have any contact, Kat? I can't remember. I feel like there was something.
I did get a message. Out of someone like in that same area as the person that like messaged Chanel, but nothing came of it. I blocked him. I literally didn't even like have a conversation. I'm just like not dealing with this right now.
So, you know, the conversation with this person was a lot more stalking again, and I had to block essentially, and it ended up getting threatening towards the end, and the threat was from this person that's been kind of obsessed with me for a few years, clearly. Once again, looks so bad considering he is someone in the community. You know what I mean? Like, makes him look so bad. He basically says, I'm getting the threat that if I don't communicate with him and I don't start communication, that my phone number will be released.
Here we go again. Go again.
And I'm like, oh my God.
Like, why now?
I've
Why
been
right
so
now?
careful. Like, and you know, like, once again, you think because this person has been, like, you know, known somebody, you know, in the industry that you trust, you don't think it's going to get dangerous, right? Like, you don't think it's going to get to this point.
Right.
Although I did, for the record, I texted this famous person that's a friend of mine when this first started a few years ago and said, hey, thanks for the recommendation. He's been blowing my phone up with dick pics all night. And my friend was like, what? Oh my God. Oh, I'm so sorry. Like, oh my... like, no words, you know, like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. But I mean, it's too late at that point. And I'm clearly, him recommending him didn't mean he knew he was going to be doing like crazy, outrageous harassment sort of things. So anyway, I had to change my phone number again a week ago, about a week ago. Was it something I wanted to do? No, clearly not. I had to text all my producer friends and professionals in the industry I've worked for, and I'm like, it's embarrassing. Like, I've had the same number for like 5 or 6 years. Sorry, I'm changing it. Yeah, if it gets too bad, I will do a police report. We haven't gotten there, hopefully, yet. But, Jesus Lord, it better not get to that point. Thank God I live in a guarded, gated community, so, I mean, please try. But please don't try, actually.
Please don't try.
Let's not.
Let's just not try at all, period.
Well,
okay.
Most of the communities in Vegas are guarded and gated, so thank God I'm in one of those. So, you know, I want to hear from both of you on like your perspective, you know, and once again, towards the end of this, like me ending the like communication and contact with this person, I get the manipulation again, which is like making me feel bad. Why is it as a victim, especially particularly as a female, why does it make us feel like victims when they're the ones doing the stalking and harassing?
Yeah, it's backwards. I think it just goes back to, as, you know, females were trained to be civil and be nice and, you know, keep even ground instead of having a voice.
Right.
And that can sometimes dig a deeper hole.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately.
Shanae.
It's interesting because I feel like, you know, whenever you do have somebody who does speak up from like a situation that they had, that like they're the ones kind of seen as crazy. You know what I mean? Like if you get angry about it, right? Because you're the one being harassed, so it would make sense that you would be angry or annoyed or irritated because of it. And then we're the ones looked at as like, oh wow, like she's crazy. You know what I mean?
She's making this up. I don't even know why it's such a big deal. Like she's
Well, you know what? And it's even like the fact of that, like, why do we have to change how we respond to something when something feels wrong? We had that recently come up too, that lesson come up. Like, why should we have to change for someone or, cater to somebody else just because they think, oh, well, it's not easy. It's not easy enough. And it's no. Like,
and remember, I tried to do the polite thing by just ignoring and not saying anything. Like, I feel like that usually says a message, especially if it's been, like, days and weeks. And I'm sorry if you don't remember, sending me the dick pics because you were drunk or whatever, but that's like not really my fault, and like you owe me the apology. I don't need to tell you sorry for not responding. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's a society issue. I feel like we need to start learning to bring girls up stronger and not apologizing for everything and not always having to learn to be polite. I mean, it takes me back to a time in high school. I was a cheerleader in high school, and there was a guy on the football team that was like a couple years older. I was like a sophomore, and he was known for, if you were walking up, the stairs in your cheerleading uniform, that he would grab your ass and your they're called spankies because they're like shorts that you wear under your skirt. He was known for grabbing your spankies. And I remember one day he did it to me, and I was sick of hearing all of the cheerleaders complain that, oh my God, he grabs your butt, he grabs your butt. I turned around and decked him in the face because he grabbed my ass, and then I got hauled down to the principal's office, and I was the one in trouble for punching him in the face, and he didn't suffer any consequences for sticking his hand up my skirt. So it's just like, once again, society is not, we're not teaching women to be strong here. We shouldn't have to go through these trials and tribulations to learn it as we go, that no means no.
Right. Well, and what was crazy too was, I think it was mentioned on Twitter, actually. We were kind of talking about it a little bit. Somebody had commented saying, well, maybe instead of ignoring him, you could just give like a straight answer. And I'm like, but sometimes that doesn't work. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like ignoring should be a sign or a hint to like stop. If nobody is responding to you, you should probably stop. But sometimes the whole like, I'm not interested, but like, leave me alone. Sometimes that doesn't work either. And then we're called the crazy ones, or we're called, the jerks in the situation. The B. I was going to say the word that didn't.
Yep, the C.
Or the C. Yes, absolutely. So what the hell? Like, you can't win.
Also, saying, coming right out and being blunt about it could also make the situation worse too, because then you've responded. So then to them, to their mind, you don't know how they think, but they could be thinking, oh, they responded, so there must be some part of them that is interested, or whatever the case may be. Also, back to the society thing, I feel like society mostly is teaching women how to be good victims. So
yes, and that's unfortunate.
It is.
It is unfortunate. We all have different paths, on this journey, and I guess that we all go through different scenarios and treat them as we see fit in that moment. But man, I wish that women would speak out more on this, because us as a unit, especially a lot of women together as a unit, can be one hell of a force. Sometimes that can make noise too.
And everybody asked me, including Blake. Blake obviously knows what's going on too. Everybody saying, Krystal, are you going to release his name and like his group and his YouTube channel, because people are going to know who it is. And I had to think about it, and my decision was not to. And unfortunately, there's a few reasons for that. One, I don't think he deserves 5 minutes on my channel. If I have, millions of views, I'm not going to give him 5 minutes, okay? Two, I was even on the phone with Chanel earlier, because Chanel called, and we were just checking in before the stream, and Chanel's like, so are you going to, like, release his name? Like, have you decided what you're doing? And I'm like, no, because there is a part of me that I can't help but be the victim in this, in the sense of, if I release his name, I am in fear of lashback from him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, you know,
Yep.
unfortunately, women are physically smaller than men. And clearly, if this guy wanted to get crazy, I feel like he could. And here we are, you know? So I have to, unfortunately, stay the quiet victim and not say it because instead I'm afraid. You know what I mean? And it sucks. And it shouldn't be that way. But, you know, once again, who's the one in the wrong and who's the one in the right? And you know, even like, you know, you're right, Kat. So Kat got really triggered one day. We were on Twitter having like this public conversation because I have a lot of girls that, you know, follow us obviously, and they're always like giving us our input. And we love hearing like fan input and stuff. And someone came on and said, verbatim, well, yes, you know, you do need to respond to him and tell him to back off. Like, sometimes ignoring him isn't enough. And that's when, like, Kat, like, blew her top. Like, her Aries was on fire. And, you know, it's true. You don't have to, and that goes back to my response, which is you shouldn't have to get ugly,
Right.
you know, for them to stop. And going back to my situation specifically, I sent him 2 text messages over the course of 2 years, and he took it to as far as hundreds of text messages and dick pics and everything in between, and nothing was ever on my side. So it's like, I feel like that's a real unrealistic expectation, just saying ignoring them isn't enough. And I was just being too polite by not saying anything. I did say something in the beginning. I said this was inappropriate and it needs to stop and it shouldn't happen. And it still continued. So, I mean, you know, it's different when you, like, went on a few dates with somebody and then you just, like, ghost them. That, we're not talking about that. We're talking about someone where, like, the communication was never there to begin with. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
absolutely.
Would you guys have handled it any differently if it were you?
No, not at all.
Or added
not
or take away anything? Or
no, would have handled it the same way. It shouldn't have gotten to that point, but when it does, absolutely speak up.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, what the hell?
Right.
You know, but you know what? Everyone's gonna have an opinion. Everyone's gonna always have something negative to say, no matter what it is. So it's just
right.
You know, you just gotta keep doing what you think is best.
You're in your shoes of, like, or you're in that person's, you know, shoes of literally what is happening, you can't really say much because you don't know every single thing that's actually been a part of the narrative. You know what I mean? I had actually been, it's interesting because I had been warned from some people that knew this person in another state. And apparently after I had met this guy the first night, he was posting on social media a lot about me publicly. And when a couple friends of mine saw his post that he had met me and was talking about me, they immediately texted me and said that he had been involved in a handful of other sexual harassment cases that had taken place in a different state. The guy that had been texting me. So I was already kind of on the fence as far as, like, being safe, like, whoa, you know, like, keep it arm's length. And then it just got taken too far. So anyway, I want to fast forward just a little bit. So that's my story, okay? Fast forward to the 3 of us doing some research this week. And we're finding articles all over that this is actually happening to women all over. And once again, it's not gender biased. But, I mean, what do you think about this happening with paranormal groups all over the world?
It's really sad. It's really sad.
It's, I mean, just unfortunate. You know, like this, I mean, I know, like, I guess, no, you know, it's just, I can't even find the word for it. That's just how weird
Chanel
it is.
needs a spell for it.
Yep. She'll find one.
Well, there you have, like, security guard. You know, we've been reading, like, articles and stuff. They're out there. Just look it up. They're all over the world. There's even cases of it happening in the UK, where, like, security guards. You know, like, we have security. Josh is our security, which he would never do something like that. But security guards that are sexual molesting people in dark paranormal investigations. Or you have, like, investigators that are, like, molesting girl investigators, or the newbie of, like, kind of sort of like a hazing sort of incident coming in. And because it's dark, they think it's okay. And so I just thought, you know what, this is a time for us that we need to bring this up. I feel like it needs to be brought to light. And I can't imagine how many cases are out there where people haven't reported it.
Right. Well, I think the one article that really got me was of this like middle-aged man that was claiming that he was an investigator, paranormal investigator, and found this girl. I can't remember if she was at a bar or something, and like brought her into an abandoned building, saying that there was activity on like the fourth floor. And as soon as they got up there, he like grabbed her around her waist and started like attacking her essentially.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of scary in itself because people will say anything, to get you into a place alone. But even like, lying about it is just makes you not have faith in anything or anybody at all.
Well, and unfortunately, the dangers you have to think of, like the places we go, locations that are abandoned buildings, nobody's around for miles, abandoned towns, cities. I mean, look at where we shot our pilot. It was literally in the middle of nowhere. Where we shot our pilot, there was no police force, literally.
Oh my gosh.
The nearest police force is 30 minutes away. And so I mean, it's a safety precaution, and it sucks because when you're an investigator and you're wanting to go out there and like be a part of a group, and like, do what you love, which is like, communicating with the other side. It's like, it sucks that needs to be in the back of your mind as far as safety, because you don't know what could happen, and it is dark. And I mean, you think about some of the tunnels and places you've been to with like asylums or things, they're so abandoned. I mean, a rape could take place down there and
so sad.
Leave you there to figure out how to get out by yourself. And then by the time you get out, you're all out of it. You know what I mean? So it's so dangerous. The next question is, how do we prevent this? And so I was trying to like just put on my like thinking cap, as a like production company, personally, like, because I don't really identify myself as like a paranormal group. I identify as like a production company. I do background checks on everybody. I run background checks, and I just want to make sure there's no felons in the group. And there's nobody like a sex offender. I mean, because we are in the dark for hours and hours at a time. And with that being said, do you, as like a paranormal group, do you really think as a lead investigator you should be running those? I do. I really do.
100%.
And yes, it will be costing you out of pocket maybe 20 to 30 bucks a person, but you also need to think about it in retrospect of, personally, we have literally thousands and thousands of dollars worth of equipment. I also don't want someone coming in like they have before and stealing from me because they have a record. Or, once again, going back to the sexual harassment issue, sex offender issue. I mean, how would you guys handle that as, like, lead investigators of local areas?
Absolutely. I mean, you have to take into account, too, the people that are going to be with you.
Right.
And the safety of those around you, I mean, good Lord. I would assume that would be also common sense, but unfortunately it's not.
Well,
people don't think about that.
But you have to remember and think back, like, I feel like the older that you get, the wiser you get. That's a very typical saying. I didn't really believe it till I started experiencing it myself. But, I was very, very fearless in my early 20s. I sometimes see that in Chanel. She's very fearless. Of course, she will cook someone's soul. Once again, just be careful.
Get some crow bones.
Get some crow bones off of you. Don't be around Chanel alone, okay? She's very dangerous. I'm just kidding. We're just kidding, Chanel. But I was very fearless, like, in my early 20s, and I feel like sometimes you can be too trusting because you just assume, like, yes, the world is big, but I'm living life to my best extent, and there's nothing I need to sort of worry about. So I don't think you should put, like, an age cap on anything. Like, I think it could happen to anyone, any gender, any age. And it's a matter of being safe. And I think also a question you could ask, as if you're an investigator watching this, you can ask the lead investigator running that, say, I would like to know before I join your, like, group. Is that how it works? I don't know. Is that how it works? Have you guys been in groups before? I think that's how it works. I think you usually have to put like an application in. Before you even do that and submit your info, you should ask, does your group do like, background checks? Like, do you run background checks for the safety of myself and the crew? And then if they don't, then that should really tell you, what's up. You need to just keep yourself safe. It's for sure. Especially after what I've been through. This was not fun for me.
Yeah.
I did not want to change my phone number. Crystal said, we run background checks on people who want to join our team too. It's a good practice to have. Okay, so it is popular.
Absolutely.
So please do it.
Good.
It's also like kind of like any other job that would need to run background checks for you to be hired. Like I just got a new job working at a bank. Obviously, they're doing background checks
Right.
on their employees. But I also just real quick want to go back to what Kat was mentioning about the story of the woman that was assaulted. The judge, actually, I'm going to quote him here. He said, "The seriousness of what you did was that you did it in breach of the position you held." And if you notice, like, sometimes a lot of these people are in superior positions to where it's like you kind of feel like, oh, if I were to speak, then I'm going to be the one that's looked at as the bad guy.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That is a concern I have with mine too, because I know a lot of people have been in the comments saying you guys should totally or Krystal put a police report against this guy. It just hasn't gotten to that point yet. Luckily, I live in the state of Nevada. The state of Nevada takes even online harassment very serious. Also, a lot of celebrities live here, so if you're a public figure at all in the state of Nevada, they take you very serious. So luckily I have that on my side. But, one of the reasons I haven't is it hasn't gotten that far yet. I hope to God that we don't have to get to that point. But this person is a veteran that's been doing this. It's a veteran of the United States Forces. I'm not going to say which branch. And it sucks because Blake obviously is my co-owner, and he's a veteran. He's an Army veteran. You guys know that. And this person, I think, feels like he has power because he served the military. He probably had a powerful position in the military. So I think that's also why he's tried to be very, I don't know, I feel a sense of ownership from him. Like when he tries to talk to me, I feel like he's trying to own me type of things. And trying to keep me as like his or something weird. But I worry about that because you go into a court system, most of the time they're going to be very respectful of the veteran because they served our country, and obviously the judge is also serving our country. So I'm concerned with doing police report for that reason too, is that and Blake knows that too, obviously and it sucks because I'm a huge veterans advocate. Like, any of my spare time, it's either donated to rescuing or helping or donating money to animals, like, that are in need, or veterans. Like, I'm always overly involved in the veteran community with Blake, because Blake is, like, up to his knees in it. Like, he loves helping out veterans. Luckily, though, that means I have a lot of really good veterans that are my bodyguards, including my head of security, okay? So don't even try, boo-boo, because my veterans are already around me.
Boo-boo.
So, but it sucks when you look at it, like who's doing the harassing? Why do they feel like they're in that position of power or ownership? And what's created it? You know what I mean? So here we are. I'm okay, first of all. I know there's been people tweeting at me. I had a few meltdowns, in the midst of this. As if that wasn't bad enough, I had a bunch of my friends drop like flies over the last month or two. More of like they're just all having meltdowns. Can you guys believe that's happening to me? Like, you've heard all the stories. Like,
it's been bizarre. It's been really bizarre because it's been happening a lot. Like, pretty consistently, and I feel so bad.
And some of these are like old friends I've had for years, and they're just I think they're just freaking out because of the series that's going on. But anyway.
Yeah, they're having a moment. But it's
so I guess changing my number wasn't bad. It was like everybody got out of my life that was toxic. So peace out, I only have like 5 friends now, and Kat, Chanel, and Blake are 3 of them. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just kidding. It's
like
I like
6. A small circle though. It's like 6. Oh my god.
No, it's just I've had, before I let people know about my number, I had to really think about it, and if anybody was on the fence, I decided to just hold off on that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So anyway, I feel better. I feel like I purged, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, felt good.
And I hope anybody out there that's watching, if you've ever experienced something, first of all, you're not alone. I feel like society makes us feel like we're always alone. Like, no one else has gone through this. Nobody understands it. Oh, boo-boo. I've been through some stuff, okay? You're not alone. But don't let people... No is no, right? Like, I feel like... And I'm to be honest, like, there's people in chat saying, you should have said... Like, you should have texted him. Ignoring him wasn't enough. I did that. That was the second text message I sent. I said, like, you're overstepping boundaries, and I don't like it. No means no. And it still continued. So now what? You know what I mean? Like, what do you do after that?
Right.
And it's like, so what do you do when they don't listen? What do you do when you try to ignore them, even after you've said no, even after you've said leave them alone? And it sucks. Anybody out there that goes through this, if it's really bad, you need to report it to the police. Like, if you get sexually harassed or something that happens when you're on an investigation, that should never happen. Oh my gosh. You guys know how vulnerable we are when we're in the dark in an investigation. I can't imagine having to deal with that as like something that would be happening while you're trying to like ghost hunt.
Right.
I mean, it's bad enough when Chanel made me scream. She scared me.
Oh my gosh. And then I ran the other direction.
Cats are Erin Goodwin. She's just, Well, we have some more time left. What else do we want to chat about? There was some other stuff you guys had really good ideas, but I've lost it. It's all gone. When's our series coming out? Someone said. Jesus Lord, I wish it was yesterday. That's my answer. Okay, look. I'm trying, okay? No, it's going. It's really going
really well.
Yeah, it is. It's just there's been some hiccups, and I feel like the hiccups have been a necessary part of the pilot because now I'm going to be prepared when, like, the full series goes, if that makes sense. Like, when people drop, like, flies or we lose somebody, Kat and I are like, okay, replace, right now. And we've been on top of it, right? I mean, unfortunately, some people can't be reliable, and that's part of the film industry, right, Chanel?
Yeah.
It's common.
Yes. Sure.
But, I mean, it's good. Everybody's in a good mood. The pilot's it's still going. It's just been, I feel like these trials are forced trials, particularly for Kat and I, because we also do, like, the pre-production stuff. And I feel like we've had to deal with every scenario, and we'll know how to deal with them from here on out. Don't you think?
It's been a blessing in itself, absolutely. It's kind of like foreshadowing as to what's to come, so then when things, start running, we'll be able to know how to continue.
Right.
Pursue.
Yeah. Things you just don't think
about. It feels
about.
good. It just feeling really good about it. Things are moving along really well.
Yeah. So. I will never wear, here's just I've had this in the past where I've told you guys, like, don't wear leggings on night vision. Here's another really, really good example not to do.
God, Krystal.
Okay, ready? So for the pilot, I did wear a, like, kind of turtleneck shirt. I love black lace. I should have wore black lace. I feel like black lace is, like, my Morticia Addams coming out. You know what I mean? Like, it is my empowering sort of, like, thing to wear. I should have wore that. Instead, I wore this, like, black turtleneck thing, okay? It was really cute. I love, like, the shoulder.
You look cute AF.
In person. Okay.
I can't. Oh my
During
God.
the investigation, I look like a floating head or a floating face because I have a turtleneck on. So just for future reference, anybody filming, don't wear a turtleneck, okay? Because you will look like just a face floating out there in the abyss. I became the ghost.
It's a cute face, though. It's a cute face.
God, Jesus. So anyway, that was another lesson. Like, we have a lot of lessons. I need to write a full book on this whole thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
What, did you have any lessons recently, Chanel? You've had a lot. Chanel's had a lot of lessons recently.
Yeah. Breathe is one of them.
Yep, that's a good one. It's a good one.
Yeah, just lessons with, like, people and stuff, because I have, like, sometimes I'll get really bad moments of social anxiety throughout the day that, will cause me to literally not be able to talk to someone, like, normally. So that's something that I've been trying to work through lately.
Yeah, but social anxiety, I feel like it's a very common thing. Like, you're not the only one that has it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is really good for other people to hear. You know what I mean? Like, because then they'll feel like they're not alone. But you've been learning to, like, not talk negatively to yourself, right? Like, which we're all famous for. Everybody does it. That little voice in your head that just talks smack to yourself. Yep. And Chanel's really been working on not letting that guy tell her she's dumb and stupid, because she's not. She's a conjuring witch and everything's fine, right?
With crow bones.
I'll talk about that later.
And Kat's been, like, hiking up a storm over there in New Hampshire.
Oh my gosh. So I'm
Yeah.
a little slow in the uptake today because I hiked one this morning and got home and took a nap, and it was super sunny, so I was like a little dehydrated, and I woke up from my nap and I was talking in group chat and I literally made no sense at all. I didn't even know what was happening. So that's why I got coffee before the stream, because I'm just like having a moment or something. I don't know what's going on, but
Kat texts us in
but
group
it's been
chat,
fun.
like it sounded like gibberish. No one knows what's going on.
Everybody's just sending like the 2 eye emojis, just like kind of staring. So
I sent a Seth Meyers meme that says, "What is going on?" Because like I have no idea what's happening.
My gosh, yeah, but I've been trying to like hike mountains every weekend, just to kind of help with like stamina building and being healthy and stuff. And plus, I just love being with nature. It's been really nice, and I've actually been reading because I've been really big into like green magic. Krystal got me for a birthday present a bunch of really beautiful like dried herbs, so I've been putting that into like my apothecary, and I got some jars for them, and I got a journal full of information on different like flowers and herbology, and it's been great hiking and looking at the different herbs that you see or different flowers you see with healing properties in it, and be able to like point it out stuff. So that's been a really fun journey.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, it's been really fun. Plus, fairies keep popping up in all my photos, so it's been kind of cool.
Kat's really embraced her like green witchy side. Chanel's dark witchy. People have asked what kind of witch I am. I'm a working witch. I don't really have a title.
Oh my god!
I don't. I don't really. I'm not into like. I don't really do any of this. I sage a lot. I've been known to do a banishing spell here and there. Okay. Because of crazy people. But other than that, I haven't. I work so much. I'm not really. I can't really tune into that right now. So I'm a working witch, I guess. Whatever that's titled. I just work 24/7.
Own it, girl. Own it.
We're almost there. We're so close.
We're so close.
I know, we're getting there. Does anybody have any questions or anything? I feel like, do either of you have your tarot like nearby, and we could just pull like?
I do.
You do? Okay.
I got my cards right here.
Kat's like, I'm ready.
I'm ready. Come at me.
All right, let's pull. I'm gonna pull 5 cards for 5 people. Okay, I'm not gonna do like we did the other day because that's like crazy. But we will do another tarot stream. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do, Kat's been doing really good with her little tarot. So this is just like a little giveaway we're going to run. I'm just going to see. Somebody says they're seeing images behind Chanel in her mirror. Well, that wouldn't shock me.
Yes, it's a shadow.
Really?
It looks like a shadow that's popping its head in and out.
What?
Yeah, it's like right above your lamp. Is that a clock, Chanel? Other side.
Yes. It's a clock.
Just kidding, it's a clock. It's not a shadow.
Now I'm like staring. I got really quiet. I'm just like, what's going on? I'm like, I can't say anything. I'm just staring.
I'm at my grandma. So.
Grandma!
Love grandma.
Whenever she followed me, her house isn't haunted.
Okay, let's see. Let's go with, here's a cute little response. 3 beautiful ladies, super intelligent, awesome from YouTube. Much respect from the dry desert of Arizona. So we'll do that. So Grizz23, GRZ23, let's go with that one for a giveaway. I don't know if it's male or female, so I don't want to be rude.
Okay.
So go ahead and pull for Grizz23.
All right. Okay, so I pulled a 2 of Wands. And 2 of Wands, a partnership is available to you. It is likely that the possibilities of this partnership are exciting and inspiring. However, it is also likely that there is much that is still unknown about the partner or the nature of the partnership. Events depicted by the Wands card include an element of swiftness. They enter and exit your life quickly. You will need to decide, are you willing to make this commitment, or will you let the opportunity pass by?
Ooh, that's deep.
That's very deep. That's a very deep card. So hopefully that resonates a little bit with you.
So get to know somebody first to make sure they're who you think you are type of attitude.
That's what it sounds like to me, at least.
Well, fingers crossed. Okay, let's see here. Let's do Funny Redemption. He's one of our followers. He's always cool. He's on Twitch today, so let's do Funny Redemption.
Okay. All right. So the card I picked for Funny Redemption is the Hanged Fae.
Ooh, that's a cool one. That's like the Hanged Man card, right?
Yes, yeah. So in the Hanged Fae's garden, your answer is that of sacrifice and faith. You will be called on to sacrifice something for that which you hold dear. You should have the faith of your convictions and know that all will turn out well in the end. Although it may be scary at first, once you actually do it, you will experience a relaxed happiness and a knowledge that you've done exactly what you should. It's pretty self-explanatory, huh?
Yeah. So it's kind of just waiting for a result to happen, basically, and you'll understand why once the result arrives.
Yeah, keep the faith. There's a reason for everything. You know, the universe always has lessons, so...
Amen.
You'll be able to look back on it and be like, okay, I get it. I see you.
Yeah, I've been through some really bummy situations. Ask Kat and Chanel. Just kidding. And honestly, even at the time, I don't think there's something good. Like, afterwards, there's something, like, there's a lesson in it. Chanel, do you have a demon in your room? Because
Chanel,
I really
what's
don't
going
have time.
on?
Good, I'm good, we're good.
What happened? What are you looking at?
I'm just, because I don't know. You know that thing where, like, you flip through a book and you put your finger on, like, a word and you read it?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So did you flip through a book and put your finger on a word? Like a...
I was gonna look for a book because I wanted to try it just to see, like, if it works.
Oh, what?
Chanel, we love you so
much.
Welcome to Chanel's random world, okay? Like, this is how she is on set. You never know what's happening.
Fortunate events, my life. Here we go.
Oh my god, it is not. So why are we doing this? Is this like a spell work thing? What's going on? I'm confused.
Chanel, what's happening?
So basically, what I know, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, that you flip through a book and you close your eyes, flip through a book, and the word that you land on, there's like a message that's supposed to come from it or whatever. Like if you have a question and you do it, then that's what it is. Or you read like a sentence from whatever book it is.
Okay,
I don't know.
So let's pick a couple people for Chanel to do her random work. I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
We're gonna try it.
I don't either.
I don't know. Kat's like, I want to see.
What's happening?
Okay, let's see. So we did 2 cards. We'll still do 3 more tarot cards with Kat, and we'll do a couple. Chanel, are you ready for this? Then I don't even know what's going on. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't even know what's going to work.
If you want a random weird reading from Chanel that I have no idea what's going on,
Random weird.
just say yes, please, Chanel, or Chanel something like in the comments, and I'll see it pop up.
Nay.
But in the meantime, let's pick one more tarot while we're waiting,
Okay.
because I don't want to call a random person if they don't want this from Chanel. So because I don't know what's going on. Someone said pick me, please, but I'll wait. I'll wait for that. Let's do. I'm looking. There was a really cute. I'm looking for really sweet messages. I love when people have. Chromatherapy said, I love green magic. I feel like we should go with that one. Chromatherapy.
Hey. Okay. All right. So don't panic, okay? All right, boo, don't panic. I picked up the devil card.
Uh-oh. I'm panicking.
Okay, it's fine. It's going to be fine. Don't panic. Everybody's fine. It's going to be fine. All right. So if you are in the devil's garden, prepare yourself to acknowledge some painful truths.
Ooh.
They may not be easy to face, but if you deal with them honestly, you'll find freedom. At some level, something is controlling you, and thus you are not in control of your life. Identify what it is that holds you in bondage. Only then can you free yourself. And finally, our impish fairy would tell you to not be afraid of all your desires. Enjoy the ones you can in ways that are beneficial to you and others, and don't give the destructive ones a foothold in your life. So just to kind of like break this one down, sometimes it could literally mean, it's hard with tarot because like, you know, you're supposed to have an open mind with it. Nothing is really like in a literal sense, but it could mean that there might be something coming where you're going to get some unfortunate news, whether it's about something else or, you know, currently. But I think this is also a really good card in the sense that we are like our own worst obstacle when it comes to things, right? Like we are the ones that kind of stop ourselves from doing something that we want to do because we like psych ourselves out. Amen. So this card is also just like a really good reminder to make sure that you're keeping yourself in check as well with the things that you want to do in life, and to make sure that you're honest with yourself about what it is that you do want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Amen.
So
we are all our own worst enemy. I can be terrible. I think there's days that the three of us all talk each other off the edge. Like, it goes in a circle. Kat's like, I'm panicking, and I'm like, everything's fine. She's like, everything's fine. You're right. It's okay.
Right.
Chanel, you're okay. Get a grip. Okay, I'm getting a grip. Like, I feel like we all do that, like, in order. So, yeah, it's a matter of just not standing in your own way, for sure. All right, so we'll do 2 more readings with you, Kat, but let's switch over to Chanel for a second. Okay, Chanel had a bunch of people pop in. Okay, let's see. Let's see. I'm just looking.
I don't even know if this is going to work. So this is just an experiment.
Yeah.
I'm not even...
Okay, so before we start this is what I'm going to say. You're supposed to think of a question. Don't type it out in chat, obviously. It needs to be like an internal question. It's the same way when you're getting like a tarot reading. You need to think of like, either a question or something you're wanting like guidance on, right? And you don't tell the reader, okay? And then what Chanel is going to do is flip through the book, find a random word or sentence, and see if that somewhat resonates with whatever you're saying, or it can guide you maybe. I don't know. We've never done this. We're just trying this.
I'm so excited.
Okay, I like Jade Rose. That's a really cool name because I love jade stone because it's like crystal quartz. Okay, so let's go with Jade Rose, who's on YouTube. Go for it, Chanel. So Jade, think of a question. Don't type it out. And then Chanel's going to give you an answer in a second because I have to watch too. So me and Kat are going to be quiet.
Tell her to say yes in the chat when she has her question.
Okay, say yes in the chat when you have your question so she knows when to flip. Jade Rose. It's a really cool name, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I want to be a Jade Rose. It's like a song, isn't it? It's like a song. Someone needs to make a song.
Good?
Sorry, we're distracting Chanel.
It's fine. She say yes?
Not yet. But remember, our chat is delayed by like a couple seconds. You know what I mean? Right. So it might take her 1 second. She's on YouTube. But I have Restream in front of me so I can see all the chats in one place.
Ooh.
Yeah, okay, she said yes.
All right, here we go. Josephine.
Is there a name meaning behind Josephine? I'm looking, Googling, stand by. Josephine name meaning. Here we go.
Should we be Googling?
The origin of Josephine is an English form or French. It's a formal first name. It means God will add and God will increase. That could be a name, or that could be like an answer, right?
Increase, please.
Yeah. I need some money, God. Can you help me out, girl? I'm waiting. Let me know.
Help the girl out.
Let me know when you're ready, boo. I'm here. Well, hopefully that resonates. Okay, next person. Ready? All right, next person this is for Shanae. Let's do... Is Lady in the Library here? If Lady in the Library is here on Twitch, I will have you you have to ask a question, so when you're ready, type yes, and then I will have Chanel do her thing, her witchy thing.
What she does best.
Yeah. Chanel's just very like in tune spiritually. She's the old soul sister of the group. But on Earth, she's like definitely the baby sister. Like she's like the little sister for sure on Earth. Kat and I don't know. Kat's the old sister on Earth. Kat's the grandma on Earth.
I am. I'm like literally the grandma. I kind of wanted to start like a crochet on the mountain.
Why didn't you?
Like photo.
Get some
Like
air.
climbing mountains and then just bring my crochet and take pictures crocheting on a mountaintop.
What I would like you to do is I want you to film like a Sound of Music event happening on top of the mountain. I want you to sing The Hills Are Alive and spin.
Yes! Oh my god! Without falling off the mountain.
Yeah, please
preferably.
don't. Like, yeah, please don't do that. Okay, I'm waiting.
Oh my god.
I'm still waiting for a lady in the library. If you're ready, say yes. I'm just waiting. I don't want to, like, do something before they have a question to ask. Then, like, they're like, I wasn't ready. She's ready.
Yeah.
She said
Mood.
yes. She's ready.
There you go.
Goes Chanel's psychicness.
Ooh. Crowbone.
Almost.
What's that mean? Oh, that's literally the word you got?
Almost.
Almost. So your answer is almost. I didn't know. I thought she missed and she said almost. Okay. Hopefully that resonates. Whatever question, almost. Interesting. Ooh, Jade said she does understand it, Chanel. That's weird. Woo. Creeps me out.
That's really cool.
That's really cool. So that's 2, right? So let's do one more and then we'll bounce back to Kat. So let's do Pamela Evans on YouTube. When you're ready, say yes. So you need to ask a question and then say yes, and Shanae will pull you a word. Must be. I was watching that that documentary on Netflix that you were talking about, Kat.
The which one? The Salem witch one?
Yeah.
Or the witch one?
What was it called? It's like it's a docu-series from 2015.
I don't remember. It's witches.
Anyway, it's about this girl that's like a host, and she's in the UK going through all these like 400-year-old records of all these like thousands and hundreds of witches that have been like literally burned at the stake and stuff. And it was starting to get a little dark. I had to turn it off for a minute.
You did?
Yeah, it kind of panicked me. Maybe it's because I burned in my past life. I don't know. But it was like too much to watch. But it's good.
How did you like it though?
Really good.
How did you like it?
Really good. It's
Yeah,
really
it was
sad.
really well done.
Yeah, I was thinking.
It is sad.
I'm going to set up a schedule. Pamela said she's ready, Chanel. So wait, let's pause this for a second because I feel like we just need some silence for Chanel.
It's all right.
Attempt.
Attempt. Okay, so that's
Mood.
the word. Attempt. So is there like an actual definition? I mean, I know what attempt means, but is there like a literal definition behind it? Attempt.
Are you asking
Make
me
an
that?
effort to achieve or complete. It's something that's a difficult task, so it's the act of trying. So I feel like that's a pretty given answer, right? So hopefully that resonates. Okay, let's bounce back to Kat. I'm going to look for some. I like some of these comments, so I'm going to go back up here. Crystal Shivers said, Life Lessons by Crystal. She's on Twitch. I love that.
Hey, Crystal.
We're going to go with Crystal. You did a reading for Crystal, right? You don't need to
Don't
divulge details, but she loved it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So we're doing one for Crystal?
Yep.
Hey. Okay. So the card I picked up for Crystal is Temperance. Right? Temperance reminds you to watch your reactions. Keep to the middle path and don't over or underreact to situations you face. Let whatever you do, think, or feel be appropriate and beneficial to whatever you are facing. Don't add to the chaos or drama by overreacting. Your task now is to center yourself and do whatever it is necessary to establish balance in the situation.
Ooh.
So hopefully that resonates with you, homegirl.
I think I needed that card. Sometimes I can get like, oh my god, the world's ending, and it's not even that big of a deal. I get like that sometimes.
Gosh,
Work can get overwhelming some days, just get annoyed.
Absolutely.
I'm dead.
Not with you.
I know.
You know what I mean, girl.
I know what you mean.
Okay.
Oh my god, that's so funny. Okay, Shanae, we're gonna pick another one for Shanae.
Okay.
Going back up here, let's see. Shelby Gann, is it, or Gone? Gann, or I'm sorry, Gann. Jeez, I can't spell. Jeez. Wait, Shelby, am I dyslexic today? Like, what's wrong with me? Okay, Shelby Gann is on YouTube. God, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Shelby girl. Don't you be offended. It's me, not you. Jeez. You know what I said.
Sorry.
That's like when Kat woke up. Nobody knew what she was saying. She like sent 7 text messages and no one has a clue what's going on. Okay, so when Shelby has a question before Kat dies, type yes and then let us know you're ready. Shelby is on YouTube. So anyway, I'll wait for you, Shelby. In the meantime, I was thinking I'm going to do a schedule. I'm working on a social media schedule for Twitch because I want to stream a little bit more. And you guys are always welcome to stream with me or not. Obviously, it's up to you. But I'm thinking about streaming some shows and doing live reviews as we watch them on the Twitch channel. So, like, I want to do, like, the Tom DeLonge show. I want to do, like, the Chuck Zukowski show. And I even think I'm going to pull that Netflix documentary and watch it here on Twitch.
Yes.
And then we can be like, oh, damn, that sucks. I would not have wanted to be burned at the stake. You know what I'm saying?
No kidding. That'd be really rough.
But yeah, anyway, it was a little dark. While we're waiting for Shelby here, it was a little dark. Like, I was really... Of course, I'm the kind when I watch things, I get really into it, you know? Like, I almost put myself there.
You know what I found interesting, though, that I didn't know at the time was when you were burned at the stake, they would actually give you, like, a drug to make you, like, pass out. And it was considered mercy in, like, the Christian faith.
Wow.
So you wouldn't be, like, really awake while it was happening. I mean, I'm sure you still, like, you know, feel flames, but I shouldn't laugh at that. I wasn't laughing at that in a mean way. But, I mean, you know, it's just that was kind of messed up, though. Like...
Okay, Shelby is ready, Chanel. So her question is ready. So, Shelby, get ready for your answer. Yeah, the other part that I had a hard time with the documentary, Cat, was that book that they had that was, like, the official...
The demonology one?
Like, yeah, it's an official how to hunt and kill a witch book. I was like, what?
Yep.
This is dark.
Yeah, it's pretty messed up.
What word is it?
Continued.
Continued. Okay, so Shelby's word is continued.
And I also feel the need to say that it's followed by we're perfectly safe.
Continued. So without a break in continuity, without ongoing, and it's continued by we're perfectly safe. So that's deep. That's interesting. Hopefully that resonates. I mean, dang. I don't know what else to say. I feel like
That's pretty cool, Chanel. That's pretty cool.
It is. I'm impressed.
Look at you and your witchy self.
Okay,
I'm
so we're
proud of
doing...
you.
I know. We're doing one more each. Is that cool with everybody?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's look for another tarot card because I'm just looking for comments. So, you know what? I feel like this is a cool way to make people interact with us on here. So from now on, when Kat's on the stream, she'll pull cards, leave us, you know, have a good chat, and any of the comments that you guys post that I like, I will pull you for a card with Kat. Looking here. Reading, 1 second. My puppy's crying. Can you hear him?
Oh my gosh, that was a puppy?
He's like, "Oh," that's what he said.
Oh, baby.
Okay, Emma from YouTube, something that Chanel had said a while ago, said, "Oh my God, that is so true, Chanel, so well put." So we will go with Emma for a card from Kat.
Okay. All right, so Emma, I pulled the 7 of Wands for you. There is a difference of opinion and no sense of compromise. You want something that your partner does not.
Uh-oh.
Neither of you can see the other's point of view. Unless one of you backs down, the only resolution is to end the partnership and break your agreement with each other. Sometimes this happens. Make sure what you want is worth the cost. If it is, then stand up for yourself, no matter how difficult. If not, then swallow your pride and give in to find a compromise.
This could also not just be a partner, too. It could be just someone close in your life, right?
Well, it could be anything. Could be a job. You know what I mean? Like, maybe you're not really wanting to settle for less than, like, what you deserve job-wise.
Right.
Could mean anything, really. Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
Or a best friend or a parent, or so just stand up for yourself and me not be seeing
Be
eye
strong.
to eye. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Blake just walked in. Do you need something? Boss.
No, Princess wanted out and she don't want to do it.
Okay. Whatever floats everybody's boat. Okay. So hopefully that resonates, right?
Yeah, girl.
Let's look at Chanel. We're gonna go into our last one with somebody who agreed with getting this reading from Chanel, which is really kind of cool. Let's see. I'm looking. Gym God Alpha Male. On Twitch said, and I don't think this person wanted a reading per se, but I just feel the need to call on this person. They put a quote, "I'm not like other girls. I believe in paranormal. I'm so quirky. Heh." So I don't know if that's an obnoxious reading. I don't know if that's being sarcastic or obnoxious, but I feel like I'm gonna sick Chanel on you to be fun.
Yes!
Because I feel like if that was a snotty comment, it'll be fun to see what Chanel has to say to you. So, you don't want to mess with the dark witch, bro. That's all I'm saying, okay? Twitch, Gym God, if you have a question, Chanel's pulling it for you now. I'm not going to wait for him to say yes, just in case he is a snotty, you know?
I
already did it. What is it?
Rock.
Rocks?
Rocked, like ROCKED.
Rocked? I think I just rocked your world, bro. I think that's what that means.
Or off his rocker.
Or you're off your rocker. One of the two. Rocked.
Two.
Or maybe he's shocked because he thought he was going to be a smart aleck and, you know.
And it rhymes with rocked. See
just
what I
saying.
did there?
Just
See
saying.
that? Yeah.
See how I did that, Kat? Oh, that was good. That was fun. We'll have to do that from now on, you know?
Yes.
So yeah, I'm gonna have some streams where I do. I just want to. I don't know. Some of the new shows, like I don't have time to, you know, like pre-film like I was and edit. So I thought, well, we'll just we'll chill. Oh, someone said, "How do I get my reading with Kat? My life is in such turmoil. I hope I feel like I need some serious help." Well, hopefully that gives you some. That resonates with you. Then some of the information that Kat shared.
Absolutely. I'm gonna leave my email down there.
Are either of you neither of you are modding on Twitch? Are you? Either of you modding on Twitch?
I'm modding on YouTube.
Okay, I need someone a mod on Twitch to take this person off. There's a person that should be blocked on there.
Okay.
Twitch mod. Blake, if you're watching, can you please remove this person that's saying? Or wait, no, that's a Facebook. It's on Facebook. I don't know if we can ban him on Facebook. Anyway, people are dumb. God, they just like attention whores. Like, just go get a life. Sorry. Alright, I had my meltdown.
It's for real, though.
But I'm fine.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Oh my god. Alright, any last words, Shanae or Kat?
Thank you for having us.
Yes.
Yep.
And we're here for you. And be strong. And know that you have a support system if you're ever in a really bad situation.
Right.
Speak up.
Speak up. Yeah, don't be alone. And I hope sharing my story will help somebody out there. Even if it helps one person, I feel like that's better than none. And don't let, we've been reading these stories in the news, guys, of particularly women that are sleeping with, like, innkeepers, owners, managers of locations just so they can get in and investigate. And please don't do that to yourself. Please don't, think higher of yourself. You don't need to do that. And if they don't want to let you in there to investigate, just on your credentials alone, then you don't need that location. Walk away and find another one. Keep your integrity. Please don't do it. It's just ridiculous. And once again, not gender biased. Let's all just keep it out there for anybody that needs the information. So as always, thank you guys so much for coming to stream with us. We'll be doing more of their weird readings that they're so... Kat you've been getting a lot of people that love your readings. right?
Yes, I'm really thankful to be able to help people on their current path or their future path. And yeah, I've left my email in there if you want to book a session with me. It's tarotwithkat@gmail.com. So shoot me a message.
She's accurate. She's accurate. I want Chanel to do it too because Chanel's very accurate, but she's not a people person. You know what I mean?
Chanel.
She's just not a people person. It's okay. She's not peoply. It's too peoply out there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
There was a meme on our Ghost Girl Diaries Facebook page, and the meme said something like, "Oh my gosh, there's too many people out there. We need a new plague," or something like that.
Oh man, that's kind of
like,
true.
Jesus Lord.
But not really. But.
Oh my God. Thank you guys so much. Had so much fun. Follow us on social media. I'm going to try to stream on Monday, so make sure you wait for that. I'll try to post that on Sunday. And as always, I will catch you guys next time. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.